Managing personal finances when cash is tight can feel like walking a high wire with no safety net. When bills pile up right before payday, it is completely natural to look for financial tools, apps, and budgeting platforms that promise a quick cushion. Among the many apps popping up on app stores today, Credit Genie frequently catches people's attention with its promises of tracking spending, managing cash flow, and providing quick cash boosts when you are in a jam. But when you are already watching every single dollar, you cannot afford to waste time or hard-earned money on a tool that does not live up to expectations or ends up costing you more than it solves. If you have been wondering whether Credit Genie's budgeting features and cash advance options are actually worth downloading, or if there is a hidden financial catch behind the marketing, you're in the exact right place. We are going to look closely at what Credit Genie actually offers, how its budgeting and spending tracking features work, what the subscription fees really look like, how the cash advance system operates, and whether it genuinely solves your financial problems or creates new ones. To understand why apps like Credit Genie exist, you first have to look at the everyday financial struggles so many people face. Living paycheck to paycheck creates constant anxiety. You are balancing rent, groceries, utility bills, and unexpected car repairs, all while waiting for your next direct deposit. In that environment, two distinct fears creep in. First is the fear of overdrafting your checking account and getting hit with hefty bank fees. Second is the fear of turning to predatory payday loans with astronomical interest rates that pull you into a permanent cycle of debt. Budgeting apps present themselves as the ultimate solution, a friendly digital assistant in your pocket designed to help you organize your spending, monitor your bank balances, and bridge small financial gaps before things fall apart. When you open Credit Genie, the primary core hook is its financial management dashboard. The app connects directly to your checking account using secure bank linkage to analyze your spending habits, categorize your recurring bills, and forecast your upcoming cash flow. In theory, this budgeting tool is meant to serve as an early warning indicator. It tracks when major bills are due, alerts you if your checking balance is getting uncomfortably low, and highlights areas where you might be overspending. However, the question every consumer needs to ask is whether Credit Genie works primarily as a standalone budgeting app or if the budgeting suite is actually secondary to its cash advance feature. When you look closely at how the app is structured, the budgeting insights are essentially designed to support its cash boost service. This brings us to the crucial part of the review that most quick ad campaigns leave out: the true cost of using the service. Credit Genie operates on a fee-based model rather than charging traditional loan interest. To maintain your bank account connection and access its features, the app charges a recurring subscription fee, which usually runs around $4.99 biweekly, or up to nearly $7 per month, depending on the specific payment tier you are placed on. On paper, $5 every 2 weeks might sound like pocket change. What makes this subscription structure frustrating for many users is that paying the recurring fee does not automatically guarantee you will be approved for a cash advance. It is entirely possible to pay the biweekly fee for weeks or months, while the algorithm repeatedly determines you are ineligible for a cash boost based on your bank balance or income patterns. Furthermore, if you do qualify for an advance and you need that money transferred to your bank account immediately rather than waiting several business days, Credit Genie charges express delivery fees that can range from around $6 to $13 per transaction. It is also important to consider the limitations and user experience drawbacks. Credit Genie does not allow account linking with joint bank accounts, which immediately excludes millions of couples who manage their finances together. In addition, the service is unavailable to residents in several states due to local financial regulations on short-term lending and fee structures. Furthermore, customer support options are primarily limited to email and in-app messaging, with many users reporting delayed response times when attempting to cancel subscriptions or resolve funding glitches. So, what is the actionable takeaway here, and how should you approach Credit Genie if you are working to get your finances on track? First, treat Credit Genie for what it fundamentally is: a specialized short-term cash liquidity app with basic spending tracking, rather than a comprehensive, long-term wealth management or budgeting system. If you are looking for pure, robust budgeting tools that help you build savings, eliminate debt, and plan long-term financial goals, dedicated budgeting platforms like Anab, Every Dollar, or free account aggregators like Empower or Rocket Money offer far more detailed categorizations, customized budget categories, and planning tools without requiring bi-weekly fees just to hold a cash advance option open. Second, if you do decide to use Credit Genie for emergency cash boosts, go into it with a strict exit strategy. Never rely on cash advances as a recurring income supplement to cover normal monthly expenses. Relying on an advance every pay period simply moves your financial deficit forward 2 weeks at a time while draining your account through subscription fees. Use the advance strictly as an occasional emergency option. Opt for standard free transfer times whenever possible to avoid instant fees, and disable the recurring subscription as soon as your immediate situation stabilizes. Finally, focus on building an independent financial buffer directly inside your bank account. Even saving $5 or $10 a week into a separate high-yield savings account will eventually build a $50 or $100 emergency cushion of your own money. When you hold your own emergency cash, you never have to worry about app algorithms, monthly subscription charges, express transfer fees, or customer service delays. Understanding the real cost behind convenience is always the most powerful step toward taking full control of your financial future.